I recently asked a question from parents on Facebook. What are the harmful or negative effects that you see in your children because of using too much screens like TV, mobile, laptop, iPad, etc.? Tell me all the problems that you think it is causing or will cause in your child's life. And I got a lot of responses very quickly. I have analyzed more than 200 responses and I found out that there are so many parents who are imagining harms which are not connected to screen time at all. In this video, I would like to give you an idea about what harms you should worry about and what not. The world is going through an immense change. The invasion of screens and digital media in our lives has been like a hurricane. People don't know what to do. Parents are confused, teachers are confused. There aren't many societal norms for it. We are trying to make sense of it while being swept away by the hurricane. In these turbulent times, it's especially important that you develop a good sense of what is true and what is false when it comes to screens. You have to know what we are sure about, what we are not sure about in terms of the science related to it. I'm saying this because parents seem to be demonizing screen time. Let's be fair, parenting was never easy. Parents have had to face difficulties in raising children since thousands of years. Parents have been beating up children since the dawn of humanity in all cultures. This indicates that children aren't just innocent and blissful creatures. They never were. They have always added problems in parents' lives, some more than other. But in this 21st century, there is a trend that screen time has become the first diagnosis for so many symptoms. Any problem that you see in your child, it must be happening because of screen time. I won't be surprised if a parent tomorrow tells me, my child is constipated because of screen time. Today I'm going to give you a more realistic and a research-based view. I'll divide things into two categories, imagined fears and real fears. Imagined means fears which are just in your mind and not based on real data. Real fears are the ones which have some good basis. This video is only meant for parents whose children are 7 years and above. With infants and toddlers, the approach becomes slightly more nuanced, which I'll discuss some other time. However, even those parents should watch this video to understand the deeper philosophy behind managing screen time. Let's come to the responses from parents to my Facebook question. Parents reported many fears which are more imagined than real. I'll give examples. Parents told me screen time can negatively affect my child's brain development, memory, concentration, thinking ability, problem solving, creativity, imagination, sharpness of mind, etc. One very common thing that parents say is that screen time will damage their child's eyesight. So many parents told me because of screen time my child has become more aggressive, arrogant, disrespectful, disobedient. Parents worry that screen time is making their child selfish, less empathetic, irresponsible, careless, hyperactive, moody, violent, etc. Some say screen time is making them more lazy. They like to take shortcuts for everything. They just Google everything without doing any hard work. If this goes on, child will not develop the ethic of hard work. All these examples, these are mostly imagined, not real. If you have similar fears, I'm here to tell you that with the knowledge that we have today, there are no significant connections between screen time and those things. You can stop worrying. Wanting to manage your child's screen time is one thing, but worrying because of negative effects which don't have much basis is unnecessary. Today's message is about eliminating the extra needless worry. Today's message is about focusing on things that really matter. If your worry is exaggerated, you will be more frustrated with your child, you will get more impatient, you will become excessively strict, etc. Let's at least avoid that. So, let's now come to the real problems with screen time. The whole problem can be understood in two levels. First level, screen time versus the rest of life. Second level, healthy screen time versus unhealthy screen time. Let me explain level 1. This means that the major problem with screen time is that it negatively affects other important activities in your life. It can disrupt the basic routine. For example, no physical activity, sedentary lifestyle, bad eating habits, disruption of sleep, less time for academics, poor social interaction, no family time, loss of interest in other hobbies, etc. Screen time mainly becomes problematic when you let it take over your life. What this means is, in case your child is managing their life even good enough, then you don't have to worry much about screen time. This is so important, I'll repeat it. In case your child is managing their life even good enough, you don't have to worry about screen time. You don't need to be unnecessarily strict and make arbitrary rules. Your focus should not be how many hours they are using it, how many hours is wrong or right. Your focus should be, is my child able to manage their life good enough? If the answer is yes, you can relax. I agree, hourly time limits are important, but they should come as a result of focus on balanced life, not because limits are needed per se. Now I'll come to the second level, healthy screen time versus unhealthy screen time. Even if you make sure that your child's life is completely well managed, let's say your child only uses screen for 2 hours, which you are okay with, but the next risk can come from the actual activity. What are they actually doing in those 2 hours? There could be many problems in what they're doing, especially when they're online. For example, getting bullied or bullying someone else, giving away too much personal information on internet which can be misused, watching too much pornography, violence, or other harmful content which could be false or misleading. Some stranger could take advantage of them. There can be harassment, impersonation. They can fall victim to false advertising, scams. They might start betting or gambling, etc. Now, likelihood of all these things happening is very low, but the possibility exists. You would need to stay alert for that. So, the two levels that I just discussed, these are some real harms related to screen time, and if you are worried about these, your fears have some basis. In summary, these two levels of problems are, in a way, the good old quantity and quality. Too much quantity or too bad quality is the issue. So, what can a parent do? For the first level, that is balanced life, physical activity, I believe, should be your biggest priority. High screen time is significantly correlated with obesity. A lot of research has been done on this. Some researchers have even found screen time associated with higher cardiovascular risks. To prevent that, make the screen time absolutely dependent on physical activity. No physical activity, no TV, laptop, mobile should be the basic motto. Second thing that you can be very strict about is not letting it disrupt the sleep cycle. No screens at least 1 hour before sleep time, and no screens in the room at night. Then, if you can create a culture in the house where the whole family sits together for dinner, it would be great. Some family time should be like the norm. Family time must be non-negotiable, and do your best to make it fun for everyone. Also, pushing them towards a good hobby is a worthy cause. You might need to push them a little, but it's okay. If the child starts liking it, they will thank you soon. Remember, you'll have to fill your child's life with healthy and fun things, so there's less and less need and space for screen time. Communicate to the child repeatedly that your priority is simply making sure that their life remains functional, productive, and healthy. You are not against their screen time, you are simply in favor of a balanced life. And it's your duty as parents to implement that in their life. For the second level, there is no shortcut to making sure your child stays out of danger online. For this, you'll have to be involved in the child's life. You'll have to keep talking to the child on a daily basis. You can do this by discussing with them what they do online in a friendly manner. Sometimes you can actually join them in what they're doing, what they're watching. You will have to tell them in advance that as a parent, it's your responsibility to make sure that they stay out of dangers mentioned above. So your involvement has dual purpose: curiosity in their lives plus prevention from dangers. Children understand good reasons. Also, you'll have to be a little open-minded and give them freedom as well. If you're very strict about what's right and wrong, if you don't let them explore things, if you say English movies are bad, abusive videos are a bad influence, don't play this video game, etc. If you make too many rules, they will simply start lying and hiding things. They will stop sharing. And once that starts to happen, how will you prevent them from dangers? So, it's better that you let them make a few mistakes, let them do things that you don't like but are not absolutely dangerous. Let them then come back and share those things with you. Knowing is better than not knowing. Once you know what they're doing, you can give them your own perspective. You can sit down with them and negotiate new rules and behaviors that can keep them safe. In conclusion, Do not think that screen time is just turning your child into this useless, nasty, characterless human being. It's not. There are actually a lot of benefits to screen time as well. Your child can learn so much. They can actually be more creative simply because of the diversity of input that they get. They can express themselves. They can socialize with others. They stay connected with the community at large. They can engage in important issues in the world, etc. Screen time is not all bad. It's time that you welcome it in your home, not demonize it. But yes, remember the two things. Make sure it doesn't start displacing and replacing the other good things in life, ensuring balanced quantity. And make sure your child doesn't fall victim to anything dangerous online, ensuring good quality. That's it. If you want to see me grow faster, you can help me in two ways. First, if you are feeling generous, please make a donation. I'll use it to hire video makers and researchers. By the way, I'm very grateful to people who have been making donations to me. They are my lifelines. Please continue to do so. Second, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for notifications. Please do it right now. By the way, you can buy audios of my videos, including this one, for repeated listening and as a gesture to support me.